Hi, fifth grade. This is Mrs. Sundo. Thank you so much for watching today's math video. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Today I have prepared for you a Math SOL overview so that you know exactly what to expect when you take your Math SOL this May. We finished covering all of our SOLs in math class, and we will use the remainder of April to go over the SOLs that we have learned so far and discuss some different strategies that will be helpful when you go to take your SOL. The first thing that I would like to discuss is when your grade 5 math SOL test is. So it will take place during the month of May. You should have already received information in your email from our site Testing Nirvana. If you did not receive an email with your site, date, and time, please reach out to your homeroom teacher so that you are aware of when you will be taking all of your SOLs. Okay? The SOL will be broken down into two parts. Part 1, there will be no calculator. This is the shorter portion of the test. And Part 2, there will be a calculator permitted, and that will be the longer portion of the test. This is the blueprint for the reporting category and number of items that you can expect on your SOL. There are 5 questions under number and number sense, 9 questions under computation and estimation, 8 questions under measurement and geometry, and 13 questions under probability, statistics, patterns, function, and algebra. There are a total of 35 operational items. 4 test items are field test items. It means that they will not count against the student's score. And it's difficult to see at the bottom. It got cut off a little bit, but there will be 39 total number of items on the test. Okay, so you have 39 questions total, and let's look at the breakdown of the different areas that those questions will fall under. So 5 of your questions will be rounding decimals, equivalent fractions, prime and composite numbers, and even and odd numbers. 9 of your questions will include word problems, operations with decimals, and simplifying using order of operations. 8 of your questions will include perimeter, area, and volume, equivalent measurements, measuring in customary and metric systems, circles, elapsed time, measuring angles, classifying triangles, and plane figures. 13 questions will include probability, stem and leaf plots and line graphs, mean, median, mode, and range, number patterns, variables, and the distributive property. For the calculators on your test, there will be no calculators for the following items: finding equivalent fractions, comparing and ordering fractions and decimals, word problems with adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing whole numbers, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing decimals, word problems with decimals, word problems with fractions and mixed numbers, and simplifying using order of operations. Calculators may be used on one part of your test only. You are not required to purchase a calculator for your SOL testing. When you come to your test site, there will be a calculator provided for you from our VAVA staff. Since you are only permitted to use a calculator on that one portion of the SOL test, we recommend that you're very comfortable performing all computations without that calculator. You will know exactly when you are supposed to use your calculator because a teacher or a staff member or a proctor will hand you a calculator during that portion of the test. So you'll know exactly when you are allowed to use it. The calculator provided will be a 4-function calculator. This will not solve for order of operations, so it's very important that you have studied your order of operations and that you know it by memory. Again, the calculator will be only used on part 2 of your test. I also want to take a look at something called TEIs. Those are technology enhanced items. 4 types of TEIs will make up part of your math SOL test. TEIs are 15% of your test, which is approximately 9 to 10 questions. Okay, and they're made up of drag and drop, hotspot, short response, and graphs. The remainder of the questions will be multiple choice items. For more information, you can visit this website. It will give you a video overview of what you can expect on your computer adaptive test for your SOL. I will link this in your Padlet so that the link is live and you can click on it to explore that website. When you log in to take your SOL on your computer, you will be provided a list of tools that look like these. So you can use a pointer tool, eraser, highlighter. One that I would really like to point out is the eliminator tool. You can use the eliminator tool to mark choices that you do not wish to consider. So this strategy we've been practicing in class by crossing out the answers that we do not wish to consider. We can do that by using this eliminator tool when we go to our actual test, okay? You have a pencil tool, a ruler, a straight edge tool, a protractor, a dot tool, a calculator tool. You will see this one, you don't have to worry about that. It's the exhibit tool, and then a help tool also. Okay, so when you have your computer up, you're going to see tools that look like this. I want to go over what the TEIs will look like. This is an example of a drag and drop question. So the student will click draggers or answer options and move them to the drop zones. So this is very much like the examples that we see in Study Island for math. Okay, so they select an answer and they drag it into the appropriate place. Okay, so you do that by clicking on it and then releasing it where you would like it to go. Okay. We also have hotspot questions. This is where you will be asked to select more than one answer. Okay, so it's unlike your traditional multiple choice question in that you were required to answer with more than one answer options to correctly answer the item. You'll click on a hotspot or answer choice by just clicking on it with your pointer. Okay, and then there will be an indication on the screen. So it will either be outlined or have a red star. Something will indicate that you selected it. And then you select all of the ones that you think are the correct answer. So that is what we call hotspot. Short response is where you will be provided a text entry field. Okay, so this one shows an example of what is the measure of this angle, and then you'll be required to type the number right into the box, just like that. Okay, and then the standard multiple choice, okay, you just select one correct answer. So that's pretty straightforward. Graphing will require students to create or complete some type of graph. Okay, so this gives an example of a pie graph and then a bar graph. Okay, and you might be required to set the height of the bar to indicate your response. Okay, so the bar will move to the location that you click on your screen, just like I'm doing. Okay, I also want to show you a cheat sheet that will be provided in your Padlet. And this is an SOL review sheet that gives a breakdown of everything that we've been studying this year. Okay, and this will be in your Padlet. I know it's a little bit tiny on your screen, but you'll be able to open it up and print it out from your Padlet. And you can see it includes things like order of operations, the different types of triangles. It includes our Kingdom of G, our King Henry or King Hector that we just covered in class, stem and leaf plots. So this is going to be a really nice sheet for you to study to make sure that you look at everything and every standard that's going to be on your SOL. Okay, so that's really important to print out and go over with your learning coach and drill some of those types of problems. Again, that will be in your Padlet. Thank you so much for watching today's SOL overview. I hope that you all have a fantastic day. I know you're going to rock your math SOL. You are all so well prepared and should feel so confident going into this assessment. We cannot wait to see everyone show what they know and show off all of that hard work that we've been doing in class the entire year. Thank you so much, everyone.